and welcome, all friends and devotees of yoga and meditation and Buddhist studies. Today is Saturday the 26th of September 2015. For all those who are watching these videos for the first time, well, I'd like to inform you that I have a few websites attached to these videos. I'll encourage you to visit those websites so you're able to follow our lectures. I'm currently lecturing from Grandmaster Ching Kong's research, Grandmaster Ching Kong's work on Buddhism. We are now on the third piece. There are three volumes. You can call it the trio of volumes or the trinity of volumes. There are three volumes I'll continue to stress and emphasize that all my students make every effort to master. These three volumes are more or less some of the most important foundations of my teachings of Buddhism. So my teachings of Buddhism is based mostly on the findings of Grandmaster Ching Kong. And the works, foundational works I'm really using in my teaching are these three books which I continue to stress students should master, which is Buddhism as an Education, first, To Understand Buddhism, second, and The Art of Living, third. We are currently reading the final book, The Art of Living. I'm going to continue to work on these projects. We're going to continue to go through them over and over again because these are the foundational works of my teachings of Buddhism. So it's based on these three books, and we are currently looking for students anywhere who are intelligent enough to summarize these books. We'll need a Buddhism as an Education summary. A brief summary of Buddhism. What does Buddhism as an Education say in a nutshell? Produce for us a 10-page piece, a 10-page booklet to tell us in a nutshell what Buddhism as an Education says. Summary. Give us a summary of Buddhism as an Education. Give us a summary of To Understand Buddhism. What do you understand from To Understand Buddhism? Give us a summary. The Art of Living, which we are about to conclude now, not today, but very soon. Give us a summary of this book. So I need students, intelligent students, brilliant writers who will be able to do this, who will be able to read through Buddhism as an Education and give us a summary in no more than 10 pages. Read through To Understand Buddhism by Grandmaster Ching Kong. These are all works of Grandmaster Ching Kong, of course. And give us a summary. We just need summaries. No more than 10 pages. And then The Art of Living should be able to, shunt it, summarize it in no more than 10 pages. And once you're able to do this, find any scholars who are able to do this, go ahead, do it, send it to me. My email address is c.aburime@hotmail.com or colorcollege@hotmail.com. Color spelled British, C-O-L-O-U-R. c.aburime, A-B-U-R-I-M-E, c.aburime@hotmail.com or colorcollege@hotmail.com. Send it to me, and we'll look at them, and if I judge them to be, of interest or of significance, of course, you get cash rewards, which cannot be less than $100. I'll essentially fund it. I'll publish it and I'll fund it, and you'll get cash rewards for that. And of course, you get my backing to proceed as teachers of Buddhism. Some of you may be interested in actually teaching Buddhism to other groups. For instance, in Nigeria, which is the largest country of Africa, and many other African countries, but I'm just using Nigeria for a very good example because I myself am originally from Nigeria. I'm an American, but at the same time, my parents are from Nigeria. So, in Nigeria, for instance, Buddhism has never been taught. There is no single Nigerian in history who has ever come forward to teach Buddhism. Buddhism has never been lectured. Buddhism has never been taught by a Nigerian to Nigerians. There is absolutely no history of Buddhism, Buddhist studies in Nigeria. Very, very lamentable, very, very sad, very, very disgusting. So in my own capital of my home state, Benin City, we have a mighty Hare Krishna temple. That's how far it gets. So we have Christianity, Islam, and Hinduism, but no Buddhism. Buddhism has never been taught in Nigeria, so we need intelligent Nigerians who will be able to do this. Now, I'm going to proceed this morning and read from page 29 of Grandmaster Chin Kong. Grandmaster Chin Kong's research findings in the book, The Art of Living. So if you are with us, proceed to page 29, The Art of Living. Knowing this and acting accordingly, we will be liberated from aging, sickness, and the cycle of birth and death. All dharmas are generated by the mind. All dharmas are generated by the mind. For example, why does a person become old? When a person reaches a certain age, he or she starts thinking old. I have spoken with a number of Buddhist doctors about why people become old. They agreed with me that when people are working, they do not think about old age. However, after they have been retired a few years, they look as if they were 20 years older. Why? Retired people who are no longer working start thinking every day about becoming old. Once they get sick, they start thinking about going to the hospital. All this came about from wandering thoughts. However, this is not the case for people who successfully practice the Buddha name chanting method. Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitofo, Amitofo. The Buddha name chanting method. My late teacher, Mr. Bingnan Lee, lived to be 97 years old, but looked more like 70. He cooked for himself and washed his own clothes. Not until his last 2 years did he accept any care. He was healthy, had a strong voice, and was giving lectures up until 2 weeks before he passed away. Believe it or not. Why? He did not think about sickness or old age. We will not get sick if we do not think about getting sick. We will not age if we do not think about old age. And we will not die if we do not think about death. Buddhism provides the principles, methods, and practices to accomplish this. The art of living can be mastered once we fully understand and practice Buddhism. It teaches us to maintain a healthy mind. A healthy mind creates a healthy body. All sickness comes from pollution, and the worst pollution is that of the mind. The mind. The Buddha called this pollution the 3 poisons of greed, anger, and ignorance. 3 poisons: greed, anger, ignorance. Between the pollution of the environment and that of our mind, how can we not get sick? However, even with the worst pollution around us, a person who is free of the 3 poisons will not become sick. All the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas set examples so beings can see that we may live happy, prosperous, and perfect lives. Happy, prosperous, and perfect lives. Seeing this, people will want to follow our example. We are supposed to be role models for society. However, if people see Buddhists living a miserable life, no one will want to learn from us. So I work so hard. You have to work hard. The more we understand the Buddha's teachings, the more joy we will receive from them. To comprehend the profound meaning within, one needs to practice earnestly. Understanding and cultivation are equally important in complementing each other to attain even deeper understanding and cultivation. Achieving this, one will experience true inner joy and peace. If we are not experiencing some of this joy and are instead filled with worries, then we need to take a good look at ourselves. We need to take a good look at ourselves to see whether or not we are practicing in accordance with the teachings. If not, find out where the problem lies and correct it. Doing this properly, we will be on the right path of Buddhism. Regardless of the situations we encounter, adverse or favorable, keep focused and concentrate on achieving enlightenment. The 53 visits that Sudana had in the Flower Adornment Sutra represented people from all walks of life, portrayed by 53 enlightened bodhisattvas. This shows us that people of any profession can become a Buddha or Bodhisattva. We do not have to change our job or the environment in which we live but we can practice wherever we are. The benefits begin the minute we start to correct our thoughts and actions. Our thoughts and actions. We will do well to live our lives with a clear mind and to be proper in thought and action. Thought and action. Not being tempted by erroneous influences. If we are able to do this, then no matter which method we choose, we will be true followers of the Buddha. As our daily thinking becomes clearer, our mind will become purer, enabling us to live happier, peaceful, and fulfilling lives. When I heard of a suggestion made by the late Mr. Lianjui Xia to use the name Pure Land Buddhist Learning Center instead of the traditional name of temple, I thought it was appropriate for today's society. Buddhism has always been forward-thinking, not backward. It has adapted to existing cultures and localities. Folks, at this point, I'm going to leave the rest to your reflection. The Buddha always wants us to contemplate, meditate. So I'm going to leave everything to you. You reflect on what we have studied this morning from Grandmaster Chin Kong's work. You reflect on it, you contemplate on it, and you meditate on it. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me. c.aburime@hotmail.com. Aburime is my last name, A-B-U-R-I-M-E, c.aburime@hotmail.com, or Color College, color spelled British, C-O-L-O-U-R, C-O-L-L-E-G, colorcollege@hotmail.com. Get in touch with me and I'll try to assist you as much as possible. Thanks, folks. Enjoy your Saturday. Namo Amitofo.